So, we are recording. At the moment, I'm working on a little film project, my next film poem, and it is called Palimpsest Heart. This is to get myself into the next stage of the project and to reflect on the situation at the moment, the stage I'm at, and to share my thoughts on this specific film poem project, and generally speaking, to talk to the camera, which in effect is you, the viewer, if I end up sharing this recording. And also this will serve potentially, possibly, as a source of raw footage for the next stage of the film poem, when I start putting the elements together, the audio and the images, etc. So where am I at the moment? I have got the recording, the voice recording of the poem, and I have put together a set of sounds, loops, beats, pads, etc., and used that to recite my poem to. So I have the words in place, the spoken recorded words, and a set of sounds, and I've worked away at that and got it to a point where I feel good. It's not finished by a long shot, but I feel good the way it's grown, developed, taken shape, and I've put together a variety of images that will be part of this, images that I've created myself, some images that I've located as other people's copyright-free, royalty-free images, filmed video footage, and also vintage archival footage. Things that when I've been listening to the poem and looking at the printed out poem and getting ideas of visuals that I want to be included in that, putting it all together to create a pot of raw material. That also includes wild sounds and sounds that I would consider potentially useful to grow and expand the soundtrack. And at some point there'll be a little more added in terms of some notes of music on a keyboard, but that's for later. Right now then is a point where I ask myself, why am I doing this? I'm also doing this to actually get a bit familiar with this camera that I got months and months ago, but I haven't really used much for filming. So kill several birds with one stone. What I have thought about doing is running the provisional soundtrack, or one of the drafts of the soundtrack that I've got, and I want to actually then record myself looking into the camera and looking away from the camera, etc., because at some point maybe I can grab particular moments of eye contact or eye lines that I can also incorporate. And also this might actually be the one of the bedrocks of the editing process, and I'll lay this down and then I start cutting into it and overlapping sequences, etc. So I would say that the process has a certain amount of planning and a priori reasoning. It also has a lot of organic elements and facets built into it, where I don't know for sure where it's going, and I go on a journey and see what I find on that journey, and see things that attract me and make sense, stimulate me, and then I stay with those and work on those moments. I had yesterday a thought in my mind about doing this, and I don't remember if I'm doing exactly what I had the thought about doing, but what was interesting was there was several hours of yesterday where I didn't really have to do a whole lot, and it's very, very warm at the moment throughout Europe, and here in Munich warm too, and my office space is warm, is definitely hovering around the 30 degrees, and I don't have a fan or anything in here. So several hours of not having really too much pressure on me and no specific tasks to fulfill, and napping a little bit as well on the comfy chair that I've got in here to have a rest between stuff I have to do, which is more demanding work-wise. And then I came out of that, and it was kind of the end of the afternoon, and then I had a flood of maybe a trickle, but then a flood of ideas, and I realised, that's good. Actually, sometimes it's good really not to be doing anything specific of any kind, purposeful, meaningful, intentional, etc. And I realised, that is sometimes when ideas can take shape, can pop out of nowhere. And this is one of those ideas. What I do remember wanting to do was what I'm going to do, and it's to actually play, as I'm looking into the lens, the soundtrack that I've developed, and it's not finished, but this is the current state of it. And so it's actually running now and will kick in. Today I don't think about the big things. It's the twitches, the involuntary glances, the looks that explore invisibly, the way early morning songs of birds miss the earthworm blind, dedicated to life and soil. Today I don't think about the small things. Its lips open with desire. Its fire burning everything in its path. It's the conversations that go nowhere and don't need to. Today I don't think, and therefore I'm not. I'm not a white cloud pretending to be something else. Not a blue sky frightened to be yellow. Not a strawberry longing to be an orange. Like you, I'm a broken thing, learning to be fixed. I'm a whisper frightened of echoes, a kiss that rhymes with bliss. Centuries back, we crossed our legs differently. We were red warriors resting and settling on dirty pavements. The pointing black umbrellas, all lined up and all just voices in the head. All different, yet just the same. The man puts on his cap, picks up his suitcase, sits down, and remembers, and forgets, and remembers, and remembers, and forgets. She walks away, her suitcase crawling. She utters the shit I hear so often, but never understand. The oaths, and the swords, and the black umbrella, wet and nervous, and heading off for the sun. I'm left alone with the suitcase and the empty footsteps. They meant nothing. She understood me, but only in the dirty pavements. I stop looking, and in this I see what I can. I throw away the black umbrella. The grammar of my life is a favourite pair of shoes. They fit my feet well and have been resoled many times. The stitching shows signs of coming undone. Their value isn't about being brand new. is about weathering storms and offering comfort. These shoes don't get thrown away. They get worn carefully, modified with repairs and love. Today I don't think about the big things. It's the twitches, the involuntary glances, the looks that explore invisibly. It's about modifying and repairing and love and love. So, scratchy ear, itchy ear, which I scratched. This is then the work in progress, the Palimpsest Heart poem film, and I will review this. I think I'll probably share it because it's good to have as a touchstone for this process. It's the first time that I've worked in this way, and it's always good to discover, to create, to unearth different ways of approaching the challenge of doing whatever it is we want to do, we set out to do, whether it's making a meal or going shopping or writing something, whether it's a poem or an essay or a random text or a doodle or a scribble, whether it's knitting or sewing or making a chair out of wood or putting some shelves up, going to sleep, trying to sleep, waking up, trying to wake up, whatever it is, it's good to explore and not take everything as a matter of habit. And the fact is that 70, 80, 90% of our life is filled with habit and repetitive behaviour, whatever we think otherwise. That is the truth of the matter, which can be nice and comforting. I guess that keeps things rolling along, for better or for worse. For better or for worse, that's an expression, and vice versa. Vice versa. Anyway, I would call that end of this filming moment.